Hello, everybody. I'm back. I'm sorry for the long wait. Here we are with my analysis of the first episode of season 2, Uniconned, or my attempt to analyze it. I'm sorry for the long wait, guys. And I really want to try to be a more positive voice of Dragons of the Nine Realms because overall I do like the show. I will say that a big reason for this long wait was the fact that this episode was literally physically difficult for me to watch, especially trying to pay attention to it to the degree I feel like I should for an episode analysis. Because every time I tried to do that, it kept on, there are elements to this episode in particular that kept on triggering PTSD responses with me. This episode, this analysis will be largely based off of me watching the episode a couple minutes at a time and then turning it off and then coming back on multiple times trying to get a good watch through in the past week. But here we go. So, okay, need to go back. So we start off with something very interesting. Unfortunately, I didn't find a picture of it from that episode, but we had our Fault Ripper at the end of season 1. And Tom is having flashbacks and issues himself over the fact that apparently now he sees himself responsible for having essentially killed this dragon. Apparently they fired on the Fault Ripper to cause it to go unstable and go into the lava or whatever happened. Things are still kind of vague, but not as vague as before. At the same time, I went back and watched the end of season 1, and what we saw there didn't seem to quite mesh up with Tom's memories in the beginning of season 2. I'm wondering if possibly we have post-traumatic memory distortions, maybe they were very vague, though at the same time it really looked like they were both just falling, and he and Thunder were in a different position and they went out of, and the dragon fell, though at the same time there was a moment where we did lose sight. So I can really see that there is a good I really see a possibility that what Tom is remembering happened. Actually, there's actually a basis of it happening, though I do wonder if they weren't planning for this subplot when they animated the end of season 1. I will say that as a subplot, I really wish they strengthened this because we have it really strong at the beginning of season 2, and a couple really Unicon is the only episode that I feel uses this appropriately, and it's an episode that I have a hard time watching. I'm just I wish that we had Tom talking to someone, probably Thunder, but talking more about it, having more issues, having more work on it, instead of some just vague mentions. But this was, I feel like this was definitely a strong point, for the episode, and I really wish that they brought this more into the season itself, because this is strong stuff here. And oh my goodness, did we have a dragon rider literally kill a dragon? This would definitely heighten the strengths more, heighten stakes more than in How to Train Your Dragon, where we were worried about the fact that we made one go into cryostasis for a while. It's whoa, that's not what I expected. Maybe, I hope, but at the same time, I feel like they just hopefully we have some sort of consequence over that. Either he needs to work harder at getting over this, maybe somebody knows what happened and he's gonna have to explain himself later, especially if he killed a dragon. The fact oh no, we're upset with that, ignore it, move on. I feel we need a bit more of this going on than what we've got so far. Hopefully we will get more episodes, but I really wish we dealt with this more. Yeah. And then we get on to the unicorn dragons. Yeah, there's a lot of dragons that I'm like, why did they choose to go that direction? But none of them more so than with this one. And I will say, like, right here, it's really cute. Like, it's sucking on her finger, like, nursing response. It reminds me so much of baby goat. I love baby goats, like, especially here. Like, this reminds me so much of when I brought home a baby goat to my parents. And it's so cute. At the same time, a nursing response is a complicated thing. There's so many muscles and muscle coordinations, and this is like a very ingrained instinctual thing. This is not something you really get from reptiles because they don't nurse. So I'm like, how does this dragon know how to nurse? Especially since this is usually an evolutionary instinctual thing. From what I understand, dragons don't produce milk. Do they nurse off of other animals? Are they nursing off the sheep? Honestly, this is one more like this is looking at the picture is cute, but thinking about it too far, it's just one more thing about these unicorn dragons that makes me highly uncomfortable. Um, but the picture is cute. Yeah. Um, but yeah, like I just feel like these dragons, like they're like yeah, it's cool to have dragons with multiple things, but like they've got too many things and too many things which are like way too unrealistic. The bubble horn, the being able to shoot things out of the horn, this the protruding osteoderms that don't even show any sign otherwise, the sonic things, like it seems like every time we turn around it's just like, and look, super powered genie dragon. Is it cute? uh, I will say that like also like this episode, a lot of the interpersonal dynamics I felt unrealistic and struggling, except for the realistic dynamics, which were setting off red flags and giving me PTSD. Those were way too real, and those weren't the ones I wanted to see. Um, except for Alex. Like, if everybody, I was just like, guys, stop it. Leave the screen, be done. But Alex was like holding it. I was like, oh my goodness. I'm like, does Alex have a different writer than the rest of the series? Like, I loved Alex. And this just helped cement the fact that I love Alex, even when like yeah. I will say like that there was like Alex had like basically all of her lines were golden lines. The D'Angelo with the shoe moment, I loved it. Honestly, I wish that that would make a comeback and like have like I don't know, something further to go and not just have that a one and done moment, you know? Maybe him see Linda and just like stare at her or something, but I'm just like, but like the shoe moment was really good. A lot of things were just like way too much, way too everywhere, way too like this episode was the ex machina. Like everything. It's like, oh, there's an issue with the plot, just tack it on to this dragon. I'm just like, just the episode itself was kind of exhausting for me to watch. And then, yeah, then of course we've got Eugene, who, like, his antics and the fact that he changes, he so drastically changes how he acts with June and the other Dragon Riders to when he sees authority. And the fact that in this episode, the authority figures were eating it up and giving him everything he wanted was seriously giving me PTSD issues. And yeah, I was having a hard time watching this. Like every time he came on, I'm like, turn it off, run away, go do something else for a while. Because, yeah. life is too chaotic right now for me to be able to push myself through an episode that is stressing me out too much. And I do know that this is mainly an individual me thing. But I am like, okay, I do like the fact that how authority figures are treating Eugene changed in later appearances. I do hope that we have more of that, or maybe a redemption arc for Eugene or something. Like if he like gets worse and gets more screen time, this like this is definitely something I would have to work through to be able, because if things stay the way they were and like they put more Eugene in future seasons, this may be something which would make it harder for me to continue watching the show. But I really don't want that to happen. I might just start skipping parts with Eugene. So just warning, guys, like that might be an issue. But he he's very well and accurately written for a intense red flag PTSD inducing person. Like he's way too accurate. So yeah. So yeah. And here we are with the osteoderms protruding, and you have no sign of these osteoderms or no like hole divots or something for them to rest in. It's like, yeah. I will say that like somebody did point out the music, so I did try to listen to the music. The music is really fun. It's got a really fun kind of jumpy, mischievous energy. Unfortunately, like this episode definitely was designed to have it, but I felt like they missed quite having the same energy as the music. If it did, it probably would have sat way better for me. At the same time, I'm just like, why? Why? I might try to see if I can figure out how to do technology and stuff to try to do a redesign of a unicorn dragon that would be more realistic and honestly will look better in the How to Train Your Dragon thing, from my opinion. At the same time, I do get annoyed by the other YouTubers trying to like do their things with redesigning Thunder, and I feel like they botched up the designs even more. But I don't know. But yeah, this episode, I believe would be really good for 12-year-old girls. Um, it is not my target audience. I'm not its target audience. I definitely am not. Yeah, this was not my episode. But that's okay. There were other episodes I enjoyed really much, and I imagine other people struggled with the Spiderwing episode, which I am going to eat up once I get to that. But yeah, sorry for taking so long. I wish I could have gone into this in more detail, but this is what you guys are going to get, because I need to rip off the band-aid and stop trying to force myself into this episode. But yeah, please like, comment, subscribe. I'm sorry for not having a very pleasant episode or a video today, but have a good day. Bye.